Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about those NBA trade rankings or rumors, whatever we're talking about. Over here, Hoops Hype did a great job of ranking the trade rumors. We're just gonna go through it, talk, and give a reaction to every single one as we go through it. Obviously, we heard about PJ Tucker this past week, and for a lot of people, they might be surprised that PJ might be on the move so shortly after being traded. But this is honestly, they're saying, like I've said in the past, this is the least likely trade due to the fact that he's not happy, but Tucker hasn't seen much action, and considering that he has a player option for 24-25 and that they're going to have to pay him $11.5 million, the Clippers might not have such an easy time trading him unless it's a throw-in on a bigger deal, as PJ Tucker, according to Shams Charania, is frustrated about his current situation with the team, and both sides are discussing a way to resolve a role for him there or elsewhere. And it makes sense because, right now it hasn't been easy, as he's someone, he typically doesn't contribute statistically much, but he's still an impactful player for this team. Now let's go over to the next one that they have, and that was DeMar DeRozan. And DeMar over here was a guy that they are saying themselves are probably is the fourth most likeliest, with the fifth most likeliest being PJ Tucker fourth. And the trade rumors for the Chicago Bulls, because they're slowly turning their season around, more and more it seems unlikely that they're going to give up DeMar DeRozan. Seems like they're only going to trade Zach LaVine. So DeMar DeRozan is one of the players who are heavily involved in the rumors. And Mark Stein reported this week that the likelihood of DeMar DeRozan getting traded has only increased lately as the extension talks between him and the Bulls have gone nowhere, saying that two new tidbits of information during the IST in-season tournament festivities with his podcast partner Chris Haynes. DeMar DeRozan and the Chicago Bulls remain far apart, and as he's earning $28.6 million on that final year of that 3-year $81.9 million deal. And supposedly, according to local Beats writer Casey Johnson, DeMar DeRozan's one to watch. If you know you're going to lose him for nothing in unrestricted free agency next summer, it's indeed best to get to know what you can for him before February 8th deadline. But Cardenovas has probably said he'd like to re-sign DeMar DeRozan. And New York's reporter Ian Begley reported that the New York Knicks have shown no interest in trading for DeMar DeRozan, as that's one of his interested places, and the Miami Heat are the other one. So we'll see if that changes. He's 34 years old, and those are all like things that people usually factor in to a player when they get up there. So let's get to the next guy, and that would be Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam has, of course, been on the trade rumors for years now. All right. We all know that. And Shams Charania said that if we took a look around, okay, it would be, very, I guess the right word would be, it'd be very similar to what is going on with DeMar DeRozan. And nothing wrong with him. I was just going to say that it's just going to be a little tougher to move Pascal Siakam unless they're blatantly just trying to move on, which we don't know if they are. That's the hard part, okay? Because you want to assume that they're still trying to be competitive, but we honestly don't know if that's the case. I would trade them because they're saying that OG Anunoby's the core. So the Raptors have been an interesting team. They're 9-14, losing 5 of their 6. And look, it's supposedly Shams Charania says it's increasing. Masai Ujiri and Scotty Barnes rather build around. Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster rather build around Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby. Siakam's in the last year of his deal, and we know that teams like the Pacers are pursuing and the Hawks are pursuing Pascal Siakam. So it only makes sense for them to want to go out there and get themselves a guy that they think realistically could fit whatever their plan is. I don't know. I think it's definitely an interesting situation to say the least. That's where I want to hear your opinions down below in the comment section. But let's get into the next one and talk about our man, Mr. I believe the next one on the list is going to be, okay, let's go over here. we got to go to the OG Anunoby, of course, because we're going to talk about Pascal Siakam. We got to talk about OG. But yeah, they're saying the Hawks, Sixers, Kings, besides the Pacers, are interested in Pascal. And don't be surprised if he gets traded this year, finally. Now, OG Anunoby, of course, is somebody that we're going to have to talk about if this is going to be a full reaction video. And OG is a guy that I've always liked, always had an affinity for him. And I'll admit, when you look at OG Anunoby, the same thing goes there. I think if they trade Pascal, they like OG being the vet next to, you know, Scotty way more. Now, I think besides that, like, we're hearing that teams might give him a short-term max, but he got a new agent this year, and OG Anunoby's averaging 16 points, 4.5 rebounds, a steal a night, 39% from three. He's got decent stats, like nothing to sneeze at, and he's only 26 years old. It just makes a lot of sense for him to want to stay there and be a part, basically be the Robin to Mr. I guess it would be Scotty Barnes' Batman, which, you know, it does make sense in my opinion, because these are it's the situation we're in. It's never a good one, and it's just more of a result of how the NBA landscape currently is. So I'm curious to hear everyone's opinions, what the expectation is. But besides that, yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave it, and let's get to the next one. And of course, that's gonna be Mr. You guys all know it, a guy by the name of Zach LaVine. Yeah, Zach LaVine, of course, is gonna be the final guy on the rumor list, because why wouldn't he be? If we're gonna make a rumor video, it's of course gonna have to have Zach LaVine in there. And my thoughts right here, Zach LaVine, a guy that how many people here truly like? It's definitely hard to say, because Zach LaVine's a guy that it seems like he's disgruntled. The team wants him off the roster. Everybody just wants to get rid of him. And to me, I mean, kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense if everybody wants to get rid of him, because it doesn't seem like he's much of a team player. And yeah, I mean, I personally would move on, but that's what can they get for him? He's averaging 21, 3, and 3 basically. So I've never really been a big fan of his, but of course he's the biggest trade rumor going on right now, so that's the one we got to address. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys think? Who's going to get traded and why? But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a fun one, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's and TV deal concerns. That's Bulls still not finding. Damn. Bye.